Alright, Agnostik, I have a few questions for you. Why do you do what you do?
Why do I do what I do? I do what I do because I'm hoping to send a message to everybody about, if you've heard my first album, you know, even the realest thugs go through heartbreaks and go through pain, even if it's not necessarily a heartbreak as far as relationships go. But everybody goes through it, even through the hardest people. And it's okay to feel that, and I'm hoping that I can make music that people relate to and people, can listen to when they're down and out or even when they're feeling themselves. I want to provide music for the people and entertainment for people to enjoy.
Okay. What's the best advice you've been given?
The best advice I've been given is I got a couple things. The first one is investing into your craft, and I've seen that one a lot. I have put thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars into this music, and I've noticed the more that I put into it, the more it pays off. Even if it doesn't come back financially, but in this music stuff, you just don't need, like, financially a lot helps, but the recognition and the exposure and the promotion and all of that stuff, investing it into your craft really helps what you do. So that's the first one, and the second one is just don't give up, never give up, and you got to be the first one doing it, grinding every day, because let's say you're waking up at 10 a.m. every morning. Well, you got somebody else waking up at 6 a.m. Well, you're not starting recording until noon. They're recording by 7. You know, if you, so if you're not doing that and you're not getting up and investing in your craft that way, not only financially but mentally and emotionally and physically, like, somebody else is going to take the spot that you're working for. So
Okay.
that's my other piece.
Where do you find your inspiration?
I found my inspiration in a lot of things. In my emotions and in my head, a lot of things that I see, that I listen to, I find it in other people's music, especially within the homies that I record music with. A lot of the time, especially nowadays, I'll have somebody else come up to me with a track and be like, yo, check this out. And I'm like, yo, I think I got something for that. Hold up. So I find a lot of inspiration through the other artists with ATF. I find it through other people's music online, um, whether they're big or just some SoundCloud rappers or TikTok rappers or whatever it is. I just find my inspiration from a lot of surrounding things, physically, mentally, emotionally. I've been through some things myself, so that came from the mental and emotional side. It comes.
Gotcha. How did you get into making music?
Oh, it was a long road. Back when I was a boy.
Back in 1992.
No, back when it started in like sixth grade or something like that, around there, third, sixth grade area, elementary school. Growing up, even younger than that, my dad's always played in a band. It wasn't necessarily hip hop genre or anything like that, different genre. But I've been surrounded by music ever since I can remember. And I think just in like elementary school, at the playground at recess, I experimented, like, just messing around with beats and freestyling with a couple of my friends out there, and just, they're like, hey, you're pretty good at that type deal, like,
Right.
and I just started messing around with it, joking and laughing and, just messing with it. And that's just kind of how that started. Eventually it got into, me making music later on in life and taking it seriously later. But
What motivates you to create?
What motivates me to create? Like I said earlier, a lot of the people surrounding me, they give me a lot of motivation. Sometimes I'll be in my head. Sometimes I'll be dealing with my own life stuff, and I'm not wanting to do nothing. I mean, even recently, like a lot of the times I can sit there and record by myself and write music by myself, but a lot of the time, especially recently, I've needed somebody around me to, just kind of motivate me to get into it and motivate me to write and be like, I need to, like I said,
I felt that.
as far as inspirations go, they come at me, be like, yo, check this out. And like, until they come at me like that, I'm like, man, I'm not really in the mood. But then they'll be like, let me show you this. And I'm like, oh, I like that. I got to do something on that. So that's a big motivator for me as well.
Okay. What is one message you would give your fans?
If you have a dream, work towards it. Never give up on it. I've been wanting to do this for a long time. Like I said, I started in 5th grade. Look where I'm at now. I've came a long way from just messing around to taking it seriously. I've been doing this for years. I might be young. I might only be 23, but about to turn 24. But I've been doing this for, if you count it, over 10 years. Whether it was me recording or just messing around. Even if you started recording today and you've never done this before in your life, you're gonna sound like 5th grade me. I promise you. You gotta it goes back into investing in your craft.
Yeah.
You gotta put the time in. You gotta really do that.
Well, my last question for you is, what's next?
What's next? What's next? I don't know. A lot of short-term goals I have. I do a lot for this record label. I can't say I'm the only one that does something for this record label. There's a lot of people that help me because there is a lot that goes into it. It's very stressful as far as I have a bunch of singles that I need to work on myself for my second album, so that's a short-term goal. I have an album that I'm doing with a couple of our artists so I can have featured albums. That's a short-term goal. We have merch coming out soon, so finishing that up is a short-term goal for me. Just distributing tracks in general is a short-term goal for me. But what's next in the long run? I'm hoping we can put ATF Records fully on the map. I'm hoping that at least within the next year or two, all of Kansas will know our name, and we're getting people from outside of Kansas and outside of the area, but we're starting to grow a good following in like Kansas City and Wichita and places like that, and we're especially popular in our hometown, of course. But I'm just hoping to put us on the map. I'm hoping to get us some more shows. I'm hoping, not just a show every month or something like that. I'm hoping to be able to get, 2-3 shows a month and, at least eventually get to, going on tour, doing a bunch of stuff. There's a lot of stuff that goes into this, so don't ever think that it's easy. It's really not. You think you can just, start up a music label and get to going, but it's not that easy. It's really not. But like I said earlier, don't give up on your dreams. Don't give up on if you got something in your mind, you gotta go for it. You gotta invest in your craft mentally, emotionally, financially, and literally put everything you have into it.